a.m. March 1st, Palestine, hell on earth, white and red, blue and green, hunger dead, Gaza Beach, week to week, no food, guns and bodies, no rules, food at last, hope to change, just more lies, bombs and tanks, blood, 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 blood.
Yo, what's up? What's up, everyone?
Yeah.
Nobody beats the Bills. Yeah, y'all know how I roll. Gotta throw the little track in there.
Absolutely. That's the new one. It's a new release, Blood and Flower. Yes.
The wonderful Pooj on sound effects.
What? Freaking yeah!
Those blood and flower screams in the background.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome to the motherfucking show.
Yo, what's up? This is Local Riffs. We're here with Trigger Therapy Volume 2.
Fuck yeah.
We're at the headquarters once again.
The Half-Breed House.
Whoa.
I'm gonna try to sit back and to where we can get everybody in it. Was that a? What was that? Oh fuck,
Pooj,
man!
you care to elaborate on that?
I don't really.
Let's leave it there.
Sit
No.
right
Leave it
there.
right there.
I'm gonna let everyone's minds just work with that.
Just look at the camera. And, yeah, it'll make sense.
Yeah. Just know that we're here to heal.
Oh yeah.
I feel
We
the
come from
healing
generations
effects.
of healers, as a matter of fact. Well, some of us.
At least one of us.
We believe in
healing
second
hands.
chances. We believe in making amends. Send in your applications today.
I feel better already.
1-800-HALF-BREED House.
The lines are
.org.
always open
Oh, where are these lines?
half the time.
So how are y'all today? Here with Trigger Therapy again. You wanted to do the episodes again, and I'm sure we got new members. We got a new single. We got a few things to talk about. Me and Pooj was talking earlier before the show about some things that's happening, and I guess we can get into that too. For this episode, we'll just go around left to right again, and we'll just introduce ourselves, whoever's on cam and joining us today.
Yeah. This is Juwan, and the front man doing the lead box and the sometimes rhythm guitar.
I'm Warren. I do the drums and the banging and the smashing and the stuff.
Hello, I'm Demiri, personal stage name Baker, and I am the lead guitarist now.
Yes.
Question.
Senor Pujito. I'm on low end and throat.
Hello. There's one person that didn't introduce themselves. What's
I'm
up?
so sorry.
We're joined by Glimpse also.
Yeah. Y'all said trigger therapy, so I was like, let me not jump in on that one. I'll wait. But, my name is Glimpse, another local artist, and I'm friends with everyone in the band, roommate with this one here. So, yeah. Thanks for
Lives in the
Nice
having me.
meeting.
I'm super grateful.
Oh shit! Sorry about that, man.
And yeah, you helped us do camera up on, we can talk about
On
that.
Dead.
We just dropped a video.
Yes, I will
Very
definitely
excited.
be a part of their visuals for
Oh yeah,
as
that's
long
right.
as I can.
I saw you the last time I was here, and I think y'all was wrapping some stuff up or getting some stuff together to do the video. And I think that's what kind of sparked the question that I asked earlier about that, if what was coming out of it and stuff. If y'all want to, we can get into that right quick and see what's going on with the video, and we got a lot to talk about, according to what we was talking about earlier. So go ahead and
We've got video stuff. We've got releases right now. We've got big shows coming up. We've got side project stuff. We've got new exciting members. We have a fucking brand new zest for life. Like y'all can't even fucking understand. So get excited for the dopest podcast, Local Riffs episode of your motherfucking young lives.
Zesting
That's
those
right.
life lemons.
And you're welcome. Before
Where do
you
we-
even start, you're welcome.
When life gives you lemons, make curd.
And zest the shit out of them, apparently. Zest your lemons.
So we started the show off with with the new single. I guess we'll talk about that too. That's really recent though, actually, this month.
That's right. Yeah, beginning of this month we dropped Blood and Flower. We had been playing that one live for a while. We've got a few in the chamber. We got a few lined up, but we just decided to go ahead and drop Blood and Flower first. That cover art is
Oh shit! Sorry about that.
it's loud like that.
That wasn't on purpose.
And it's my bad. Yeah, I know I talk low. Let me get more.
There we go.
Yeah, cover art by Victoria. Last name I can't pronounce because it's super Russian. But we just met her yesterday at the ACAB Fest show at the Free Store, at the Fred Hampton Free Store. And yeah, they're like our official unofficial flyer cover partner.
Yeah, she designed the shirt that I'm wearing.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, her and Distinct Printing collaborate together, and she hooked this shit up. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of her work is dope as shit.
Oh yeah, really dope.
What's it about?
The song? Yeah. So the song, Blood and Flower, is about the flower massacre that happened 4 a.m. March 1st in Palestine. Yeah, humanitarian aid trucks were going into Gaza, and people were going to get flour to be able to make bread and make food. They had been starving for weeks at that point. And then the IDF just lit them up as they were just trying to get their food. And so men, women, and children were just massacred in that process. And that is pretty strictly what the song is about all the way through. The verse 1 and verse 2, same, because just want to hit it home exactly what happened. Yeah.
I like how you don't waste any time with getting the point across in that song. It's a short song, I guess, by like a 4 or 5 minute song, minute standard song or whatever. But I like the content that you covered, everything you covered in there as far as lyrically. The music sounds great, and like I said, it's right up y'all's alley with the political punk. I mean, it's raw, and a lot of people might be kind of like startled, or I don't know if they have the balls, excuse the language, but like, to express themselves like that. And that song it's just like the demo that y'all put out album.
Yeah.
I love how, I don't want to, well, I'll say it, fuck it, unapologetic and not afraid to just get it out there and express, and especially with that kind of topic and things that's going on right now, because there's a lot of, that's a lot of hatred shit. Killing, massacre, murder, to me, violence, I don't stand for any violence, but I think there's a line when it comes to government's business to fucking civilian business, and that's one of those things that those innocent people had no right to die. So I really think that that's I just like how you said fuck it and just went ham on the fucking song.
Yeah, had to. Just wanted to make it clear, as so many other leftists and radicalists are making clear, that this is in fact a genocide. It's not a war. It's not balanced sides. This is concentration camps. This is people being murdered indiscriminately for nothing other than colonization and exploitation. And, that's what a lot of our music hits on already. We're very anti-capitalist in our messaging. We're very leftist in our messaging. And, we had to get that song right with that one.
I mean, it gets right down to it. Punk is anti-fascist. So
yeah.
If you're not anti-fascist, you're not punk.
Period.
So,
I mean, if you're not anti-fascist, you're a fucking asshole. Honestly, I mean,
I'd argue that you're not American.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, in this day and age too, a lot of people kind of draw a line between that some parts of that's okay and shit like that, but like, I mean, boiling it all the way down, bro, it's like it is a love or hate thing. It's kind of hard to be a lukewarm kind of person nowadays, and
yeah,
and there's so many strings tied to that. You know what I mean? And I think, I don't know, y'all, and I've told y'all this the last time we came here, that a lot of people don't have that gumption to fucking to say it or to sing about it and actually kind of transfer that energy into the music to where it's it's an onslaught, man. I mean, people listen to the lyrics. If they listen to y'all stuff, they'll understand that you know, it's not all about glitz and glam. You know, you got to have something, you know, stand for something. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a particular problem with like first world bands and first world music, because they still are worried about their reach and the longevity of their project versus, you know, just the art itself and actually being true to themselves as a creator, as an artist. And I feel like, I feel like this that's just fucked up. I mean, it's part of a consequence of living in a capitalist system, but I think more than anything, you have to be true to what you believe. And if you compromise that in order to make a dollar, then you fucking lost it. You lost the plot, and you need to step back and start over.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
It's hard to talk about. Sorry.
So just picking up on what Joao said, I definitely feel like I've heard in many different facets and forms that many of the things that capitalism hates kind of boil down to the effect of genuine and true labor. And I feel like very much so in the music industry, we're really experiencing that because of the fact that it's not necessarily just about reach, but also about being able to exist on the platform of being what's recognizably known as an artist. Because like, in the same way that we've taken away localities for banks and certain medical centers and different things of that nature in cities, music in a locality sense is dying as well. And we see that even today in New Orleans, just because of how venues and artists are starting to be treated more and more as we're getting economically squeezed, and no one's really even like talking about that because of all the things that we're trying to do to maneuver things optically for the election year. But I definitely think that in many ways it speaks a lot to trying to corporately connect versus like just making the art itself, which I know that at the end of the day people want to also be able to survive doing their art form. But like there's really, I feel like, and it's messed up to say this, but not a space to just want to survive on the art form that doesn't also feel like you're in some ways pulling it what you would really want to reach toward, versus being able to give yourself the space to boil down and work on it more. So especially because I feel like people see the immediate investments of what being an artist that generates income can provide, versus understanding that in many ways this is almost like an invest first and then see benefits and returns in the longevity sense of it, more as some people want in a very similar way to going to work, to just kind of start immediately seeing those ends. And it's like, unfortunately, that's part of what building your notoriety, building yourself as a person, building that grit to understand what kind of decisions you want to make as an artist and what kind of things that you want to stand for, is something that I feel like some people try to circumvent around, which I'm not advocating for struggle at all, but I'm definitely advocating for self-commitment regardless of, in some cases.
I think that the saying "hard work pays off," and it does go a lot of different ways, especially when you're committed and dedicated to, you know, putting. I like the word notoriety. I like when, you know, it's some people do things for notoriety instead of actually just doing it for a cause. And I'm glad you brought that up with the squeeze on the kind of economic side of the music scene. I like to try to cover a lot of different genres, underground mostly, or you know, something that normally people wouldn't show up at, like in masses or something like that, which it's cool when a lot of support does show up to those kinds of shows and stuff. But I see it a lot, especially here lately. I mean, you've seen each other a few different times at some fucking oddball places and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, and those people are kind of holding the same kind of thing, you know, like they're putting aside all of that, you know, the show part of it, as far as like, you know, look at me or we're here, and they're really concentrating on the fact that, you know, people are trying to, like, you know, make a point, make a stand with the music, with what they believe and how they express themselves. There's been plenty of benefits here lately. Dollar Spot, I mean, we saw each other at the community center when we was trying to, you know, stand up for that. But I like how you brought that up, because it does, it restricts a lot of the artists also around here when they try to, like, you know, I'm gonna say fit in or mold themselves or their artwork or their talents and their projects and bands to kind of like, fit that norm. And I don't know, for me, I will leave that show if I notice that, because it's that's my definition of poser, to me. And like, don't get up there and try to be something and and then look down on somebody or make a scene to where they're actually trying to express themselves and they can see through the through the fucking shit that most people that are only worried about the notoriety part of it. I me personally, I told you this earlier, I do this because I love doing it and I like new experiences and stuff, and I don't like notoriety. I just me personally
do it for the love and for the respect.
Yeah, and I meet cooler people and individuals, people that I can relate more to, by keeping that mindset instead of hey, I'm here, look at me or whatever like that. And I see people like that in the scene, like who gives a fuck if you're here? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm here too, motherfucker. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because I have seen that, especially like you said, in this time of year, like we do have an election coming up or whatever. I have seen like a curve in the music scene itself, especially when it comes to prices and people trying to do certain things that's kind of correlating with that, and not Halloween either, so.
I mean, it's also in a space where, like, if we think about all the streaming services versus what we used to experience with people actually, like, buying projects, which even then, when people were buying projects on a large corporate scale, like, a lot of that was still going directly to companies, or a lot of that was still going directly to the people and the publicists and the people that were doing all of the positioning to kind of get them into a space of being in the public face. And for me, I'm not here to critique that in a negative light, but I am here to say that in many ways, that alone is like a saddling that kind of ends up in a space where, like, you as an artist end up more as an indentured kind of mouthpiece for these people's interests, along with what you might want to also position yourself with creatively, versus being able to be in a space where, and again, it's hard, and I speak economically about a lot of things with that, because in many spaces, like, yeah, like, this is a skill that does take a lot of time to craft, and it's hard to have to split your lifestyle between one and the other. But it's also tough because, like, politically in this city, like, we're kind of like trademarked as a thing because of the way in which people profit on our, like, tourism industry in a way that, like, as a state, because of how much we generate in income for resources, like, we genuinely shouldn't have to.
And we're not going to play top 40 on Bourbon Street. And they're not going to let us on Bourbon Street, except for maybe Santos, possibly.
Yeah, Santos.
Well,
but
Santos
like,
is not bourbon.
I mean, that's not bourbon. You're right, but that's the quarter.
Yeah,
But yeah, they not really nowhere on Bourbon Street they're gonna let us play and have to say what we have to say, because we go kill the fucking forget everything that's going on vibe and just get wasted. And it's like, oh yeah, wait, hold on, yeah, reality, right? Oh yeah, shit, our tax dollars. Oh yeah, the economy. Oh fuck.
I hope that's gonna happen for us, but the reality is probably gonna be like
we'd have to go
Rage
in
Against the Machine fans, or
yeah,
they're all frat boys, dude. Like, you're gonna, like,
yeah, hey,
all Hank Williams fans, or
it would be fun to go in under a pseudonym and try to get a gig on Bourbon under a pseudonym. Oh, we're a new jazz band, and then we just go in and fuck it up.
That shit just came across my brain with that. Just go in there with
we would do fine.
Suit and tie and all that shit. Man. Just be like, oh yeah, we're here just to jam. Whatever.
That's an awesome music video too.
People my age
like
are drunk on Bourbon Street, and they would go if they heard, like, there's bands I know that do Nirvana and they do all that shit. They would come in and we would do fine. I'm telling you.
Let's do it.
It'd be horrible and soul crushing, and I'm not interested in it in any regard. But
I just don't want to deal with.
They would
moving
just sit there and look at us.
no, they'd mosh. They have a good ass time.
You feel like it?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could.
People
totally
are so
pick 'em.
bored on Bourbon.
What'd you say,
Glenn?
Glimpse?
Bourbon.
I don't know why people go to Bourbon. Like, as a person who's from here, I'm sorry to say
Glimpse,
this
what can we
publicly,
do,
but I don't
Glimpse?
know why people go to Bourbon.
We should sneak up on them. Me and Damari can open, and then
Yeah.
Damari can
And just
stay
come
there,
up.
and I'll just like slip off the stage, and then maybe me and you can switch real quick. They might not notice that.
Yeah,
much,
yeah, yeah.
and then-
Where,
or
yeah.
me and you can switch. Well, I don't know.
We'll work it out.
Hey,
We'll
you
work it
don't look
out.
that much like Warren.
The old
And then
switcheroo.
and then y'all just come in.
I just hijack whatever drums are already there.
Exactly.
Set them up.
Exactly.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
the
You
You just
win.
gotta find a place that has drums already, because that's the thing. I don't want to like have to deal with setting my shit up and then be pissed off and having to unset my shit up while they're mad at me. 'Cause that just makes things awkward.
Hey,
and
what's
not
going
fun.
on the stage?
Yeah,
Why is
just-
there a drum set being unfolded right now?
They're like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And I'm like, "Oh shit! Now I gotta get all my stuff out of here."
I
I
know,
would
fuck that.
totally be y'all secret weapon with that. Like, Glimpse is performing tonight. Yeah, I really am.
Oh, it's gonna
One
be a
song,
vibe,
and then
yeah.
then you
Just
get the
have
real
all the
stuff.
instruments. Like,
We need
have
to
real
get like a
guitars.
mask for you, so after you do the song, you could go around and just shove people, start a mosh pit, so they don't know it's
okay.
you. You know.
Coming soon to a
This is a
town.
good plan.
Yeah. Well,
We might have to edit this whole part out. We don't know nobody, finding out ahead of time what we got planned.
Oh fuck!
keep it in. You gotta.
I don't like
Keep it
editing
in.
like that.
Ah,
man.
fuck it. Leave it in. Leave
Yeah.
it in. Fuck it.
There's
If
some
you're
really.
watching, you show up. You be part of the show.
Yeah,
There it is, there it is.
somebody asked me to edit one. I was like, dude, I was like, we were free flowing, man. What the fuck you want me to take out some shit? Like I am. So I made a whole fucking part where it was like different words taken from different parts of the fucking thing. I made him sound
How
like
does that feel?
Yeah, I just said it says I'm putting this in your part. He's like, fucking no. I was like, well, I'm keeping it then.
They do that for Trump all the time.
I know. That's
Yeah.
That's the videos I've seen of him.
Y'all
Dude,
saw
that
the
motherfucker's
McDonald's
just-
thing?
I really love how this is going to. It was so
like he
fucking-
really sat there and stood on stage for an extended amount of time and said nothing. And just
37 minutes.
Oh my god.
God.
37 minutes and sway.
That's baller. That is
senility
baller. Like I wish I could. I had
the
the
public
the
entertainment
balls.
of
Just the
politics. Like I
balls.
want people to become invested in politics, just so it doesn't have to
literally
be
swayed.
the
I couldn't
public
last
shit
more than
show
2 minutes and not
suits
say
it
or do
is.
anything. I couldn't do it. I couldn't last
And I still
37
feel
minutes.
like politics is a sham of a way to preserve peace for people, but it's also like a system that we depend on, but also leverage over people, but also don't actually abide by when people use it correctly. So it's like a clusterfuck of why people want to wipe it away. But I also feel like if we're gonna wipe it away, we need to understand what it is to reformat something that's gonna work properly.
Absolutely.
I kind of wonder what he was listening to, because like standing for 37 minutes
There's two.
straight is like you have to either be in a deep meditative state, or he's probably listening to like Dr. Seuss doing NASCAR, like something along those lines. You know what I mean? Of just like,
Zone.
because he's
He reached the Trump zone.
No, they
He's just
played
listening
music.
to his own voice in his headphones.
No, there wasn't
Absolutely.
headphones.
All
They
the
played
remixes
music
of
on
those
stage.
words.
Like he was
That's-
on stage.
but he didn't dance.
No, he swayed.
He swayed.
Good job.
Okay.
Good job.
All right,
He's
all
thinking
right.
about
That
it.
makes
Good
more
job.
sense.
Incredible.
Okay.
They played
Incredible.
this one opera song, the same song twice, and they played the YMCA song. He was imagining swaying while he's in the middle of this like 37 minutes. All of a sudden, it's time to sing and go.
Oh my
He
god.
knows that that's a gay anthem, right? Like he doesn't know the YMCA song, right?
He's always like this.
Young Men's
like he's doing
Did he do
this.
Cher covers too? Like
He's always doing the double jerk off motion to the YMCA, man. I don't get it.
He must use shake weight at home.
Oh, he definitely shake weights, like South Park style. Like, he's
want-
like shake weight, like
I watch those corporate news stations as like Comedy Central, man. I mean, like I'll flip back and forth all of them, you know, like with no kind of like prejudice of who's right or who's wrong, and literally like you can go from one to the other. And you're gonna get just as many fucking laughs as you're watching a comedy. Just how they're talking, presenting. I'm like, nobody in the fucking real world lives like this, you know. And it kind of like it stills me to where like these people that are on the news, they have power. They can fucking destroy shit, and it's kind of sad, but it's a comic. How do you say it? A comedic relief at the end of the day for me. I'll be like, look at these fucking assholes, man. And some of them people wear so much makeup, it's just appalling, man. I mean, I'm not saying nothing bad about makeup, but dude, everybody, it's like this thick on their face. They're orange, and I'm like, holy fucking shit, man.
I mean, it's a facade. It's all on purpose.
It's ridiculous, man.
The
orange
preserving,
people.
yeah, exactly.
The orange people.
we had a real special guest at our show recently, and it was turned into a lot of fun. We had a pinata of Trump. In the end, turned into were they like little 10-year-old kids? Some little 10-year-old
that
girls,
was
ripping his face.
free tours all day.
That was
So we had-
amazing.
Please somebody got that on film.
on
Great
something.
light on
Guys,
Tuesday.
they-
That was awesome.
we never saw
I didn't
it.
see us tagged in shit, but it's
played,
somewhere.
It'll pop up. It'll pop up.
We played a very on the spot like 2-step song along with it. It was like
It was a very game show moment.
boom, and they went swinging at the pinata. Next thing you know, they're ripping it down, they're tearing it apart. Little girls running around.
Where was that at the Goat?
At the free store.
Oh, at the free store.
yeah.
Oh, that was what,
The
Sunday?
ACAB Zine Fest.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was yesterday at ACAB Fest. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Thanks again, ACAB Zine Fest. Appreciate it. Burn Barrel Press. What's up?
So I can't believe I was watching that for like about a month or so, and then it was over with when I saw it. I was like, oh fuck, I forgot to go, man. But I was pretty beat from the weekend. So
I don't think we realized until like 2 weeks before that it was a daytime thing. We're like, oh shit, okay, yeah, we gotta figure that out.
Oh, that's probably why I missed it, because I was fucking conked out.
I think I might be the only one that realized it was a daytime thing.
I don't know how I missed that.
I was telling, it was like 11 to 7. Cool.
It had vendors and everything there, huh?
Yeah, it was like
Lots of
packed
vendors.
with vendors. Yeah.
I mean, we can continue to go on with the shenanigans, and I do want to ask about the let me get this straight before I make an ass of myself. The Trigger Therapy Battalion, who has been drafted so far? Like, have you got a pretty good amount of soldiers getting ready to
We've got
retaliate, or what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're building our army. We're in the building stage of that. But yeah, people are enlisting pretty quickly. We got to get our training regiment sorted out because we were unprepared for how many people we got signing up already.
Yeah. Shout out to Irv, by the way. Thank you.
Shout out Irv. Every time.
Every time.
Yeah, Irv.
Yeah, Irv.
He made our Trigger Therapy little bunny with the gun. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think, basically we have like Irv, and we have certain little drill generals right now.
Right.
We're recruiting what we can before basic training goes down. And that's going to be violent and soul crushing, and it's going to involve a lot of break dancing and,
They want you, maggot.
like really violent dance fighting.
Yeah.
Like stuff that would be in a Michael Jackson video, but not sexually weird and bloodier.
Some capoeira in there.
When you enter the Thunderdome, you will be yourself. And when you come out, you will know who you truly are.
So let's get into the new lead guitarist. So how do you like the band thus far, and how long have you been in the band? A couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, we had been talking about this, honestly, if we want to talk about a timeline for real. Since I found Pooj and Joao in separate bands when we were first meeting at the first Punk Black show that they had. That was like the second day of the Punk Black show at the Saturn Bar, where they were going to be doing all the live bands and stuff. And you were in River Dragon, and then you were in Pure Mud at the time.
Yeah.
And I felt like at that moment, I don't know what it was, but like felt very drawn to these two individuals. We ended up like just making contact with each other and like loosely keeping up with each other through like our different acts over the years. And then like you transitioned into Trigger Therapy. I started hearing some things, and I was like, hey, I mean, two guitars is always better than one, not knowing that you were going to pick up the guitar too. And then like very recently, it was at what was that? That was at y'all's EP release show. We ended up having like another conversation about it, and then it was kind of just like times aligned.
Yeah.
Talked about it, and then like I think it was the 16th that I started doing rehearsals. It's been really interesting. It's been like great, interesting, like very relieving, very cathartic, very much so like another way to get all of that extra feeling into what I really want music to be when it like hits people. Because I feel like people always want to talk about connecting with people in a very soulful and like delicate manner, and like it's okay to be, for lack of a better term, like unrestrainedly aggressive when we're talking about music and talking about like actually expressing oneself too, because there's like so many versions of a way to do that. And I feel like people just don't understand the catharsis that like can be had in a punk space if they aren't already in the punk space. But I genuinely feel like it's a thing that more people should have access to.
I agree with that, and especially in the punk space. I think we talked on that the last time we interviewed. It's I think in this area for sure. I think a lot of the punk bands are unique in their own way, and I'd have to say that Trigger Therapy is the most unique. And then I'd have to go with Disablu also with their ultimate form of punk too, because a lot of the other punk bands, and I'm probably gonna get fucking burnt for this, but like it's like it's your typical punk rock, and it's just to be sounding punk, and especially talking with you guys and hanging out, y'all are literally a fucking punk band. Y'all live it. Y'all aren't, afraid to express it through y'all's music. And to me, that's what punk is just being straight about it. David and DeSablu, them motherfuckers are the same way. They're straight in your face. They're a little more heavier rock, I guess you would say, and y'all are more of like that. I don't know, like I think I said last time, Rage Against the Machine, kind of Sublime, kind of funk, I guess groovy punk, but also with the heavier stuff. Also, I'm interested in see some new songs, coming out with you in there and seeing, you obviously know what you're doing, to play with these guys. What was some of your, influences and stuff to get you? And is punk rock the only type of music that you play?
So like that's a.
And how more importantly than any music or any politics or whatever, how are you going to get us all to stop dressing like dicks? Like that's really we've made Damari in charge of our fashion as a band because we don't really have as I don't have a I don't
Pooch
hate
definitely
it.
needs fashion.
Needs fashion.
Yeah.
I need help. That's
fashion.
all. And now we have help. Help has
Warren
arrived
needs
so we
fashion.
can look better
don't
and
hate
feel
it.
better and be better people.
First of all, fashion is personal expression. Most people don't get to connect with their clothing. Secondly, I don't care about whether people look like dicks as long as they look like themselves. We're just gonna dress more like ourselves.
So
Pooch, you
being
can be a
yourself
dick.
and do it like a dick. That's
Hey, as long as nobody puts on a better impression of, don't let me get this wrong, Heath Ledger's Joker than Diddy, I'm okay with it.
Oh my god, man!
Remember when no one realized unless it was explained to them that it was Diddy dressed as
Oh my god!
Joe? Like he had the mouth wrinkles and the laugh too perfect.
I'm going to shout out my old drummer, Matt Grandy, made me a t-shirt that he was making in the early 90s of an old white man holding a picket sign looking angry. And the sign says, Puff Daddy ruined rap. And I wore this shirt for fucking years. And, man, I miss the shit out of it right now. Let me tell you. Oh, man.
That's so ironic.
It's such a good shirt.
All right, so to answer the other poignant question that was actually asked.
He did the weave. He came back.
Yes. I've been doing music stuff, like, in terms of being interested in music since I was a kid, but, like, I've listened to all kinds of shit. And then, like, when I started playing, because, like, I'm a self-taught musician, I was, like, 14, and I, like, started in jazz stuff, because I did, like, Preservation Hall stuff in high school, and also the Jazz and Heritage Foundation Junior Jazz Band. And then, like, in college, I was, like, part of a couple church bands, which was interesting, because I was, like, let me see, because, like, I already had access to doing, like, blues things, rock things, and, like, a number of other kinds of stylistic things at home when I would just practice a lot. But it was like, let me see what that's like in a live performance sense, because people always say, like, if you want to develop chops, that's one really interesting way to do it. And I was like, all right. And so, like, that was kind of like the first 7-ish years of a span of me playing. And then, like, after that, I really started, like, getting really heavy into, like, soundscape stuff. I was already listening to a lot of alternative music of different kinds and a lot of different, like, genres in different, like, ethnic groups, just because, like, that's something I've always been interested in. Plus, I mean, like, it's just convenient that I watch anime too, so it's just like you hear enough openings, you get interested in enough bands. You're like, wait, hold on, is that piano and a saxophone and a guitar and a bass at the same, like, what are we doing here? And
A lot of very inventive anime intros for sure.
some more over the top and just entirely too cosmic than the others, but this is the best way I can put that. But yeah, I mean, I was also, like, a very, like, Nujabes inspired person, just because, like, I watched very intently Samurai Champloo, because I was, like, one of those very, like, let's get into all of the things that are kind of, like, in that early, like, 70s, 80s, 90s spectrum of anime before, like, all of the shit that looks like children with overdeveloped bodies came out. Yes, there is a very stark difference if no one noticed or knows that doesn't watch enough anime. Like, it didn't always look like this. I mean, there were still a lot of, like, overt references, but it just didn't always look like this. Anyway, the last thing that I
Then
really
P
got
Diddy got into anime. No,
Oh fuck! Then we introduced baby oil to anime.
I'm in that now because I've been rereading a lot of comic books from. I was a big comic book nerd, but there was like just some moment in the early '90s and everything turned porno. Like,
Oh yeah.
the X Mansion was like fucking Melrose Place with just
Yes.
titty and showering and oil, and you're just
Yes.
like, what the fuck is even like? There's no fight scenes. They're just
Yes.
crying and fucking in that mansion. You know,
Listen, there's animes like I think it was an ex of mine that showed me this one.
the
called-
X Men. Sorry.
But an ex of mine that showed me this weird ass one called Witchblade. All I'm gonna tell you is just don't.
Oh, Witchblade, yeah. Uh-huh.
It's all fan service. It should be listed as a porn, like from
It
the
is,
first.
isn't it? It's
It's
pornographic.
On,
like,
it is. It's extremely.
like
but
Vampirella,
It's
like-
on, but it's on Crunchyroll.
Pooja
Like
knows
it's just
this one.
accessible to the public.
what's the
Like,
name again? Asking for a friend.
I will not repeat this.
It's good that we talk. Look, I always say, if you know middle-aged dude like me, and I don't talk about the porno I'm watching, you need to be concerned. And like,
Help me.
separate yourself from me. Like,
Help
But it's on
me.
Crunchyroll.
before the
though, man.
indictments come out.
It's on Crunchyroll. It's okay, bro.
Crunchyroll.
So,
Crunchyroll.
any-
It's
so,
Crunchyroll.
so
Kids can
anyway,
watch it.
so anyway, I started doing like classical shit and also like trying to do like actual Studio Ghibli openings and like getting into like the actual like ensemblistic like soundscape type music because I was also like just listening to all different kinds of soundscape stuff, including like Toru Imai. Shout out to Toru Imai. Got me like very hard into like very synthy and interested in a lot of other underground styles of soundscape music in that space. But started doing that. Then I picked up math rock, and then I think at that point it felt like all of my skills were kind of like if you could like take like a pie chart, like and then like have that centerpiece where they're all kind of like connecting in different sections of the pie chart. Like I'm like moving closer and closer to that center because I feel like a lot of the things that I know how to do now are like just marrying themselves into different versions of this style, but also is giving me the space to get really creative about other things. And like I don't know how the fuck that's even gonna fit into like the punk space, but I will tell you that a number of the skills that I have pulled from over the years in those spaces like fit really well with what is happening here. Like I mean, I don't know, they can speak more to like how they feel about my contributions to things, but I can definitely tell that I care. I'm here to pay attention and like learn the material and actually like contribute to the material.
Well, punk is rock, is blues, so you're already well prepared, and then you're already miles ahead.
And the church just fills you with rage too. That's perfect.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what we need.
oh God, oh my fucking.
Glimpse and I were
There
talking
it
about
is.
the Jesus,
all
the
the
socialist zombie
All the rehearsals
vibe.
I
you
never
know?
got to have.
The realness.
Matter of fact, the organist, shout out to Brother Chapman, just recently passed
Damn.
for like what was that, Fisher Community Baptist Church and like whatever other churches that he plays for, because he used to like do like a whole spread of churches like from like Sunday, like in the beginning of the day to like the end of the day, and like I did that with him like for 2 months, like it was like 7 or 8 Sundays. It was crazy. And then I was like, you know what? I just cannot do a whole day of church. And then I was like, I'll do 2 services. I'll do 2.
I can't do a whole minute.
I can't.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts me now.
I can't stand in the building.
Listen, Baptist church is its own kind of requiem.
It's the only kind I can actually hang out and actually
Its own
stomach.
kind
Hang
of
out.
requiem.
2 years
Hang
at a
out at
Baptist
church,
school.
man?
It's
I
the
know
only
how
one
it
that you
is.
can actually hang out and stomach a little bit of.
Oh,
They actually it goes hard sometimes. Like Baptist church, like
It just bothers me
Do they
that no
drink
one
beer?
in church seems to actually give a shit about like doing contextual evidence-based like reading and preaching on what the Bible has in it. Like I feel like people have not learned how not to be slavery selective with the Bible, and I don't have time to be postulatized about a document that could actually just be read, translated, and then actually contextually spoken about.
You know something I noticed about Christians? When I was younger in Arizona, I was in the punk scene in Arizona, and for some reason, the Christian hardcore metal community was also included in this scene. And there was a band I really liked called Jerriman, which had like a gay lead singer, and like they were just a straight up hardcore screamo thing. And they would trade and play with this other band called Overcome, this Christian metal crazy band. Now, The fun thing about Overcome,
The name. First of all,
I've never seen a bloodier mosh pit in my life. Like, me and my homie were hanging out by the mosh. They're like two guys hanging out talking stuff, and like the band starts, and one dude just decked his fucking friend and threw him into the. Started kicking him. We're like, oh my god! Like, no one is even dancing.
just
son.
yelling
This is
at
just
him,
like
repent,
a massacre.
repent.
You know? Like a medieval massacre where they're just smashing into
Take
each
your
other.
Hail Marys.
Fucking blood everywhere. Yeah, like Crusader shit. It was intense. Those guys have
Jesus
rage
Christ.
to
Y'all
get out.
entered Dante's Inferno.
It's not about dancing. It's about, the faith, the rage of faith.
The rage of faith.
The ritualistic faith.
Overcome.
Oh,
That reminds me of Cypress Hall way back when, like whenever Cypress Hall was still young, and I forget the name of the fucking band that played there all the time, but they would like set up tables and fucking break chairs and shit over each other and like bust stuff up while they're fucking like in the middle of the show. Like you just see a guy just jump off one of the amplifiers and like just body slam a fucking person through a table
It
while he's
sounds like
singing.
the intro to a really fucked up
Like-
creepypasta.
I mean,
Should we start doing Christian punk, guys? Is that what's gonna?
They weren't
start
Christian
bringing
punk.
in-
my God.
Wait. There's
I'll
already
exit
Skillet. Are we
stage
gonna
left.
name
don't worry, I'll
ourselves
still come
Pan?
to y'all shows, man. It's okay.
I'm not.
I was there at the
Till we
beginning. I
get
gotta follow
rich
through.
and then get in trouble, and that's how we get out
Oh,
of
okay.
What about
We're
pop? Christian now.
We're in
Can
the
we
goddamn
just-
half-breed house. We need to, no.
Can we just
We need
like keep a Bible in the car and
Do
just
we
be
call
like, "Look,
ourselves
we're just Christians,"
non-stick?
and just never actually do it?
after we get in trouble.
I'm gonna start calling it the
I'm gonna
half
sing
free
you a little
temple.
song, okay?
Oh, my fucking
I
God.
believe I can fly.
No.
No, I got another one.
It's a miracle that saved
I
that
wanna
man's
fly
life.
away. Yeah.
Didn't you want to listen? You wanted to listen to that earlier, didn't you? Pooj wouldn't play it for you on the
Oh
on the
no,
track.
we have an
Isn't-
ongoing.
There's no Kravitz.
Inner-
Isn't Trump
behind
full out like,
Kravitz, yeah.
Christian though?
Wait,
Trump, he's
how-
a full out Christian.
Hold on.
So
If
we're
we
done. We're not
hold
doing
on, if we're
anything with
talking about the
he's not a
context
Christian.
of what actually makes someone a Christian based on what is written in the Bible, most people would not qualify to be Christians.
No. And also, Trump is not. No, he's not a Christian. He's being ran by his crazy Christian cult named Opus Dei, but he himself is like basically like a fucking stupid populist fascist wannabe puppet that's being like pulled by the strings.
Yeah, I was gonna say kind of like
And
the
also like religion in general, like I understand all of its like practices and edicts across a multitude of different spectrums, but can we talk about how in any space people who don't get the opportunity to learn as much about what's in that document can be very heavily manipulated by those in charge who have access to saying what is actually accessible to be learned in that document. Like, slavery was not the only time that that's been instituted. We've had that across several different kinds of cultures.
Yeah.
So like again, like the context of what's in these documents versus like what people are doing,
You know, they used to only like make the thing written in Latin, and only way to get one written was to have one written by a monk who could speak Latin, and you couldn't get one or no, like, even read it if you weren't in that clade of people. So therefore, like only certain people can actually even see the information, to even tell people what was in it in the first place.
And then how many translations, intentionally mistranslated or not, have we had in the essence of what the Bible is? Which I mean is really, if we document the history, just like a fucking collection of stories that people brought together and then stamped as a seal of approval about like this is how we interpret the journey of what it's going to take you to get from normal human to spiritual.
Yeah, it used to be the rarest piece of artifact in human history, and now it's the most printed book
pop
ever
culture.
in history.
It still is.
Yeah, it's
Propaganda.
the most. Yeah,
Oh wait, are we talking about the one that has the First Amendment? I'm
No,
sorry,
no,
the
that's-
Pledge of Allegiance.
That's
Just-
the Trump version.
right.
That's the
right.
Trump version.
the
the
First
Pledge of
Amendment
Allegiance.
in the
That was
fucking Bible.
It's got the
wasn't
Ten
a trick.
Commandments. It's got the
yeah.
no, it's got like the amendments and shit in there. It's like it's stupid. Literally, it's a fucking thing just to sell people
Why?
Bibles.
That's some.
That was a trick question when I was like, "Isn't Trump a Christian?" I didn't mean like the fabric of it. I meant like,
No,
they broke it. They broke it down for you though. They,
foolishness,
yeah,
like-
they broke.
I mean,
Got it down.
It's
just on my side of things, you know,
what y'all are doing.
they tried to get me baptized as a baby, and the priest was like, "I'm not going to sanction your bastard child." So I'm like completely anti like religion.
yeah.
'Cause every time I go to any religious function and people stand up and repeat the Latin things, I'm like, this is some cultist ass shit. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Like close your eyes, kneel, fucking stand up.
But they
sit
give
down,
you
stand
wine and
up. Like
cookies.
playing
It's
Simon
very
Says over
confusing.
here. I'm like, fuck
But
Simon
there's
Says.
wine and
man.
crackers though.
I can't ever hit it. I'm a fucking
Just go
bastard.
for it.
is
You
the
go to the
crack-
right
like,
church.
so
They're
hold
not
on,
gonna
what-
like check your name off a list. Just go walk up. Like, yeah,
That shit
that was
tastes
the
like
Bible, yeah.
dissolvable
shoot that
styrofoam,
shit.
yo.
Also, yeah,
And
Like the
I'm
ones
told
that come
it
in the
tastes like shit.
packages.
I don't
Yeah, I
drink.
don't remember
It's like
ever tasted it. I
dissolvable
had no idea.
styrofoam, bro. Like,
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of questions that need to be asked that aren't really in the Bible. Like, I mean, right in the beginning, you'll be in Genesis and like you're there.
A whole
like,
lot of beginning.
Here's a beautiful garden. Here's a dope woman. Don't
Begot,
eat those
begot,
apples. And instead, just be like, okay, and be like, dude, why? Why couldn't you say don't eat the turds?
Like, why the fuck did he make
Why
the
do
apple
you
tree?
need all the apple? Why am I even here? Why'd you make the apple tree?
That's my question.
I
Why
mean,
do
there
you-
were so many different
I don't know.
contexts in
you know,
that,
there's questions that could be asked.
and also so many different variants of translations of how that went down.
Jesus getting crucified. There's a couple of cops. He strings him up and he's there getting stabbed. He's like, take these fucking cops out. There's more of you. What the fuck? You know, like, okay, I'm only bringing back my drunk buddy and none of you got. And, yeah.
Foods, did you say
You know?
Cameron doesn't believe in dinosaurs anymore? Is that right?
I didn't say that. Cameron said that.
Cameron, straight out of the horse's mouth, straight out of the dinosaur's mouth. Because of Christianity.
I mean,
boy.
Whoa.
I'm gonna deny.
I mean, there is a Leviathan and whatever the other thing is that's supposed to be in the sky in the Bible. So, like, I don't know. There's like two mythical beasts that they talk about, like in the
can't
Bible,
think of
that
the
are
name of
supposed to be like fucking some level of like eternal and like all encompassing.
The worm.
Like the bringing of like the
worm.
calamity.
Worm,
Huh?
the tremors,
Yes.
The one that's in the ocean that's supposed to
the
be
eight-legged
Yeah.
freak.
the one that's supposed to be in the ocean is called the Leviathan.
The race of,
Nephilims?
the
I don't-
race
no, no,
of
no, no, no.
giants.
But listen, no, I'm not. I'm
Seraphims?
We keep finding dinosaur bones. We don't find no giant bones. Any fucking word.
No.
Keep finding dinosaur bones.
More dinosaur
hold on.
Oh,
bones,
it's
yeah.
very strange. The devil left us some. Woo, he did some digging. Let me tell you, like, he stayed underground digging. You think he's chilling there in fire laughing? He's been planting dinosaur bones, hiding giant bones, and planting
I'll
dinosaur
throw
bones.
him
where
off
they go.
this time.
No, but I don't know what the fuck. Like,
We're
I
burning
mean,
them
this is
all.
even in
Or
like the.
fossil fuel.
If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, they even cover this in the edited, like, which, I mean, like, are we not talking about the fact that like the original Bible has like 88 books, and then they like took out 22 books, and we know this, and like that's what the supposedly supposed to be the new King James version of the Bible.
Right.
Like, why are we doing that? But
They didn't want Jesus to look like he was mortal.
But wait, hold on. But then, like, again, like these beasts, these two things. I just want to know how Cameron doesn't believe in dinosaurs. Like, did he?
Dude. Man, I was talking to some guy at work recently, and I was talking about how those astronauts are stuck out in the space station and how they're not going to be able to get back easily because of the shit that's going on.
Jealous.
And, like, they're just, like, floating out in space. Yeah, you
Aren't
say
they
that
back?
until they come back. And all
Aren't they
fucked up.
finally back already?
Did they get back? I might have missed that.
I think they're finally.
But
back.
I was talking to him about it, and I'm like, dude, these guys are stuck out there. Like, they can't get back. And he's like, how'd they get? They can't get out there in the first place. How are they gonna get past the firmament? I'm like, the firmament, what? And he's like, yeah, it's like the Bible thing. Like, they can't get past this like layer in the sky. I was like, are you
Shitting me?
And he's like, yeah, they can't send
Yeah,
anything
there's like
out
a
past
bunch
this,
of people
this
that
layer.
believe that there's like this
Yeah.
barrier around the
So,
earth.
yeah.
that,
These are
like,
not-
people
It's
cannot
called the
actually-
ozone.
Hold on.
Christians?
Get this. So he's like, oh man, how you get past the firmament? They can't send anything out in space. And I was like, you got a cell phone in your hand? He's like, yeah. And he's like, well, how are you using that cell phone right now? And he's
Evil
like,
black magic.
what do you mean? And I was like, well, your cell phone
Verizon
signal
5G Black Magic.
it goes up to a satellite and it goes back down. That's how phones work. How the fuck would your phone work? And he's like, man, the firmament don't exist. And I was like, nah, now back to the satellite, back to the astronaut stuck out in the fucking space station. That shit's crazy. And he's like, wow, there's people
Oh, it's
stuck out
not
in
even-
space.
But wait, it wasn't even wait, was it a full space station? I thought it was just like a craft they were stuck in. Like,
Nah, I think they were stuck at the International Space Station.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I gotta
Either
do
way.
a lot of research on this.
Either way, that was hilarious. I was like, the firma, what the fuck are you talking about? There's
Oh
some
my
Bible
God.
shit now that you can't
I
get
thought
past.
you was talking about like a
listen, go
dungeon
down
on
to
Final
Facebook.
Fantasy or something.
It's like, what is this, the
called
fucking dome?
firmament is a
Ever
go
seen
down
Stephen
to
King?
Christian
rabbit hole, it gets
followers, we're
crazy.
sorry about all this. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh,
If you're
my
a
Christian
and you like our
followers.
band, we still love you, and we're just fucking around. Okay?
I'm a very strong atheist, and I
Oh,
apologize
shit.
for that. If you don't like it, that's cool. I won't give you
Strike
shit.
that
Wait, why
from
are
the
we
record.
apologizing for existing? We can all exist.
Yeah, you can exist
Everybody
the way
can
you
I
do.
thought
I won't
apology for
Christianity's main
offending
core
anyone that
thing was,
likes
like,
our
making all
music.
the
Hey,
Christ
and you
songs.
see,
themselves.
you think I'm gonna edit any of this shit? Hell no. I'm gonna
Send
fucking
it,
slap
send
that
it.
shit
Music is
right
gonna
up there.
sound amazing
all
no
that shit
matter
right.
what you practice. The
Hey.
music is sounding amazing, and we're telling no lies. No matter what you believe in, what's going
Right,
on
like, we're
overseas is
not
terrible, and
talking-
we need to talk about it. We need to change
Exactly.
it. We need to manifest all the avenues to bring this shit to an end, and that's just facts. No matter what we believe, because if you're really a Christian, and if I'm really a person of love, then we both can get along when it comes to some bullshit and change some shit, and that's on God. Or whatever you want to call
That's why she's a sergeant in our army.
it. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, unfortunately, I gotta head out. I gotta go mix
Damn.
a tiny desk. I gotta go mix my vocals.
Well,
for
that's
my
what's
tiny
up,
desk.
How dare you go do shit productive and stuff for yourself?
Yeah,
I'm
you're
so
going to
grateful
do
for this
what?
opportunity.
You've got, well, how do
Thank
people
you.
find your stuff or whatever?
Yeah, I wanna
We're gonna
say-
put links up.
I want to tell them a little bit about like the journey has been before I leave. Like, so I grew up not having any type of punk or rock influence, and it literally wasn't until I became roommates with Pooj over here that I was really truly introduced to punk and what it is. You just explained to me last week what punk like stood for, and I appreciate you for explaining that to me. Now I love it. I'm growing. I'm more of a R&B person, pop, dance stuff, but this is fire. I love being able to like shake my head to this music and all that. Damari and I have played together, so they're very versatile with what they do, you know, because playing my songs and then playing Trigger Therapy songs is like, I would love to hear about that. But yeah, y'all been my introduction to punk, and you're growing me, and I appreciate it, y'all, for real. Like, thank you so much, and thanks for
Anytime.
having me a part of this and
Well,
everything. So yeah,
Appreciate you sticking around this time. And if I have anything to say about punk, and if you want to take it, punk is exactly what this is.
Yeah.
It's giving it to them raw as fuck,
Yeah.
you know, and unapologetic. And me, when I was a kid, I just got into it, and I guess that's probably why I was such a little badass when I was young and stuff, because I just, and I'm still like that to this day. Like, I'm quiet, you know, on the outside or whatever, but you know, like talking with these guys, it brings that out in me as far as like, you know, getting it across, and like, you know, I don't even count it as an opinion. You know, opinions sometimes don't make sense. If a person stands on their word, it's more than an opinion. It's what they believe. It's a in, you know, stone kind of thing.
way of life.
And an opinion can just blow away, you know. And I think if you stand on what you believe, no matter if people disagree with it or not, or just accept the fact that you have the right to express yourselves, whether it hurts people's feelings or not. And like I said, you don't be disrespectful, but things are going to hurt other people's feelings that don't agree with you, even if y'all are friends or vice versa. But I think to me, punk music, punk rock, punk alternative, a lot of those subgenres and everything, it still sticks to the fabric of it, to where it's just an expression that maybe that's the only way that they can get that out, you know, is through the music. So I appreciate you sticking around this time for sure. It was a blast having you.
What's the next release? What's the video you got? Or what you got? What's
Yeah,
going
there
on?
we go.
Oh,
That tiny
thank you.
desk thing. What you doing?
Appreciate you. Oh, thank y'all.
Speak some
Thank y'all.
stuff. You got some time.
So I have a single out right now called Raja, and it is completely off topic to what we're you know, talking about right now. I don't know if it would be classified as punk, but you can go check that out. Raja.
Music,
Glimpse.
yeah.
So, and the music video for Raja is going to be the next thing out. I'm featuring on my friend's tiny desk that's coming up. My friend is another local artist, No Face Love. He goes by the name of Jew, and he has an album out called Divine Times, and we just kind of ran that album on a little tiny desk, and I featured on 2 songs, one song that's on the album and another song that's going to be off our EP that's completely unreleased, but it's pretty much done. It's all written and everything. So yeah, I'm super excited. But check out Raja and look out for that video. Follow me on Instagram at Glimpse Tune, like catch a glimpse, the word glimpse, period, tune, TUNE. And I update, you know, when I'm gonna do a show or, you know, release anything, I'll update y'all. But I'm sitting around a bunch of legends right now. Really grateful. I hope to see y'all on tour next summer, like, you know, somewhere outside of New Orleans.
That'd be great.
And the year after that, I'm gonna be with y'all in Europe, and I'm gonna force y'all to do it. So I mean, you know,
Make
I'm
it
just gonna
happen.
nag
Let's make
you.
it
and
happen.
y'all are gonna perform with me. We're gonna do something on the stage together. You know, I mean, well,
We're gonna get
you
ran out of
said-
Bourbon Street first, but yeah, we'll get
All
to
right,
your.
yeah, we gonna practice on Bourbon. Gonna practice running from the authority.
Don't let
gotta
me
do
miss
the-
that fucking show.
I
Y'all get
would
out
tell
there,
you,
bro.
We're gonna do the punk
So
rock
funny.
drop in somewhere on Bourbon. We're just gonna like just drop in like what like I don't even know what is the bar.
We got to do it on
Yeah,
Frenchman too.
Spirits on Bourbon.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. Yeah.
We got to do it at like 30-90.
I'm so interested to see what a collab would be like with
Be crazy if we could steal the
glimpse
cats, man.
times
Grandma
Trigger
gonna be
Therapy.
walking out with a rocket
That would
like,
be
what
crazy.
is this noise? I did not come here for this.
We gotta go
She gonna
like
be
do
mad.
some karaoke at Cat's Meow, except bring our own instruments and just play our music.
Oh.
Like we just like we go sign up for karaoke when it's our time. We just jump up there and just fucking jam it out. It's like
Yes.
No.
No. I don't like
where they have the cheese
venue.
ball cover bands and everyone's waiting to see them do fucking Sweet Child of Mine and fucking Brown Eyed Girl and shit, and we're gonna play a set.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I love
Karaoke
these
people
ideas.
like
It doesn't
karaoke.
matter
We
the
might piss
venue.
them off.
I
think
will.
what
I
other
will
people
live the
like
whole
us.
fucking thing
Yeah, no, I wanna
to
piss
the
people
point
off.
to where
Please
y'all
do.
are getting tossed out of that motherfucker.
Please
I
do.
will be
Really?
Yeah,
I
right up
really
in
want
it.
to do this
Full coverage
though.
of that
Wow,
shit.
I really want to
I'm
do this.
serious.
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
serious.
Like
We're
we
gonna be
can
throwing our
pump
shit
them.
out on
Me
the
and
side.
Tamari can start it, and then y'all just come.
I'm
y'all find a
serious.
place with a
Let's
drum
make it
set.
happen.
Seriously, like get
We
a place
need
with a
a-
drum set. I just drop right on in a motherfucker.
The problem is getting the sound guy involved. You have to have the sound. I've worked at these clubs on Bourbon. You have to have the sound
He's got to
guy
be.
involved.
Yeah, he's got to be in on it. Yeah.
Yep, he's got to turn up.
Well, we
mics
bring
up,
our own
amps up.
PA.
You can't get past him. Like,
We
We
bring
got
our
that
PA
wagon.
and we got our
yeah,
power.
well, I mean, I know a couple. We could do it. We just have to get to those guys, and that's it.
We got to get somebody to just be a bouncer for the band itself and just like hold the sound guy outside of the booth once we get started.
Just get Dan on it.
Trigger therapy.
There we go. Let's get Dan. Dan,
Dan will just
hostage
hijack
you.
the fucking sound booth with Dan.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be, taking a lot of our battalion and turning it into like a black ops kind of situation. So once you sign up, if you get abducted in the middle of the night, if you hear like a motorcycle and
With the
that
fucking the hood.
kind of giggle
Throw
that
him in the
Boring's
van.
doing, you're fine. We're just going to take you and do some weird hazing stuff. It's okay.
Punk
Yeah.
rock hazing is
I
most
love
of the
y'all. I'm gonna head out.
Glimpse, it was
Yeah.
nice
that?
meeting
What is
you and
punk
seeing.
rock?
Thanks so much for being on.
Thank you, Glimpse.
Look for some glimpse times Trigger Therapy stuff later too. It's happening.
Sweet.
On the way.
Click it off. Click it off.
But yeah, we'll chat for a few more and see how things go. I got to get in pretty soon. Not pretty soon, but not too much later. But
Yeah.
later. So we'll get Warren. I want to get with you. Kind of ask you about your influences a little bit as a drummer, and what.
yeah.
I don't think he was here the last time, and then get you to get your info. Oh, Pooch, what'd you do? No.
Breaking shit. Job opening.
It's if it can't take it, it can't stay, man. Fuck it. I mean, it's a process of elimination. That's what life is, man. So, but where do you think you sit in the band, and how long you've been with them, and what kind of influences have you had, over this course?
About half a year now. Feels like.
That's about right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I've been with Trigger Therapy about half a year. I don't know where my actual initial influence to play drums actually was, but I was like 7. So I don't know. I was just like 7. Like, I really want to play drums. And they might have been like people around me like drumming on things and not actual drums, but like playing always to music, being rhythmically like
Tapping
banging on
and
stuff.
tempos.
It was like,
Yep.
now I want to play drums. And something about it. I was like 7 and started asking mom and dad for a drum set. And by the time I was 9, I was already like beating the crap out of everything in the house and like breaking pencils on pots. And my mom was pissed. We had like 4 kids that went to school, and they kept on like ruining the pencils. And they're like,
We got to get him some drums.
right, that's actually what it came down to. So I got a drum set, and they're like, well, we can't get you like lessons or anything. We didn't have a lot of like, kind of money for that shit. So I just figured it out. Got a few albums. A System of a Down Toxicity was like one of the first albums that I learned all the way through. And that dude's a crazy drummer. Mm-hmm. So that was like one of my initial influences. Honestly, that was a big one. And then like a lot of classic rock stuff. My dad was always into classic rock, so I was always listening to like Led Zeppelin, John Bonham's Insane, and Ozzy Osbourne. And also like recently when he took on Rage Against the Machine's drummer, that was actually pretty weird. But that drummer is also just like a heavy hitter. Maybe not like always like the best stylistic, but like just insane power guy, which is always fun to listen to as well. But a lot of influence, honestly. I don't know. I just listen to a lot of different music, and I just pick up on a lot of different things. But I've always been protesty as fuck, probably because the church told me no, and my dad was always pretty open about telling me that. Mm-hmm. Like the pastor was like, I'm not gonna baptize your bastard son, and then, like my dad almost fought the guy, and then like they eventually did get me baptized, but it was like a different church or whatever. And then my dad was like, I'm not gonna make them go to church, and I was old enough. They like explained it to me, and I was like, nah, fuck it, I'm not going to church. I'm gonna hang out and watch cartoons and shit. Why would I go watch? That's weird. That's stupid, you know. And then like got older and everybody was doing church stuff and I was never me. Mm-hmm. my older brother and sister did, like they're all churchy and things, and I was just always like the weird atheist kid that just never got forced into it because the preacher told me no. So I was always protesty as fuck. So it's like anytime there was a chance to say something and to like call attention to things that no one was talking about, that was kind of where I was at in the first place. So punk is kind of naturally where I gravitate to, you know. It's like if I can say something's not right and call it out, that's just like, you know, punk in his heart is protest. Yeah. So like that's where I'm at all the time. It's always first protest and then figure it out. Like why I can't be religious is because I question too many things and they don't like questions. They just don't like it.
Yeah, you can't have answers without questions. So,
right.
You know, and
so I'm like, nah, give me an answer, and they're like, no. I'm like, well then no, I don't like that. You know, but I don't know. Again, like, don't hate on people's religion. You do what you do, but if you can't handle questions, you probably should be looking into your faith and trying to figure that out. You know, if you handle the questions, good on you. Do your thing. No hate.
So, with I guess the new song, was that one recorded? We was talking about something. I think the last time we was here.
Blood and Flower, I was not on.
Oh, you was not on?
No.
Okay.
That was recorded before I was in the band. I'm on the next two recordings that we have in the few.
That is you on Blood and Flower, isn't it?
Yeah, we did 4 songs at Material Institute.
That was me on Blood,
bro.
Oh
Yeah,
shit! Oh, that's me on Blood and Flower.
Oh, okay, it was you. Okay, yeah, I get it. I can tell. Yeah. I can tell now. Yeah.
Yeah. Warren's got the next 4 songs. Yeah, everything from Some Kind of Fetish. That was the previous.
Gregorio.
Shouts out to Greg.
Yeah.
And yeah, gosh.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that was me. That sounds good. Damn.
This fucking guy.
It sounds so good. I couldn't believe it was me.
Yeah, it's like fucking butter.
I did that. Wow.
You was on it. You was on that.
No.
Not this one.
I don't know when I'm scheduled to be on like recording
We're
schedule
actually
stuff, but
going
like,
into the studio with the Myri with this new set in November. Yeah, and
shit.
December.
Look forward to
Okay,
some
well, there it
recordings.
is. I'll
After
be busy,
the
guys.
next recordings, we haven't even got them all out yet. We're gonna make some more.
Trains rolling, baby.
Yeah, trick or
All I
train.
can say is it's really been a really great experience being part of this band too, because it's like these people are actually very caring and give a shit about shit people, while also not like needing to make it a thing. I feel like in many ways we've become so over publicized that people like, even when they're trying to be genuine, it's hard for them to be genuine. And it's like, I appreciate just not having to sweat doing good things in a collection of good people.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, yeah. Just turn your amp up.
Also, did we mention that we had?
Just keep turning your amp up. I'm just fucking with you.
Did we already mention that we have an email list?
Yes, that's another way that you can join the battalion. Is join our emailing list. DM us your email if you're following us on IG. Just send it to us any damn way that you can, and yeah,
We've got 2 big shows coming up.
Yeah. Also, Instagram. Follow us on there if you're not already. Facebook, you can if you want. We're kind of there. We're on some other things too, but we're mostly on Instagram. I'm kind of half-assed paying attention to the other things. Eventually I'll get there, but like, you know, Facebook is kind of like dying out. And
Yeah,
Instagram,
Facebook is very hard for me. I just like if I don't know. I'm so much on Instagram.
Yeah, just get us up on Instagram or
We got to
email
be on
us.
Facebook is for the old people my age, and we need to get to them. They love hardcore punks.
See, that's why I want to keep on the Facebook.
They do,
but,
though.
man, it's so rough.
They're not coming to Instagram. They're old and cranky like me.
Pooj, you want to run the Facebook?
No, I want. I wanted to.
I've been
They're
trying to
old
get
and
somebody to
cranky
run
like
mine,
him.
man.
He
I'm
doesn't
like,
wanna
God.
run a
You're doing
Facebook.
an excellent job, and I'm proud of you.
Pooge wants to meditate.
It's hard to see who's spam bots or fake accounts on Facebook compared to Instagram. At least Instagram lets you know.
It's
like,
also like a new account, so I have all these crazy ass fucking accounts like with this insane shit that I don't really give a fuck about as like my feed for the wall. I'm like, I hate this. Every time I open it up, it's
cater
like,
it. fix it, make it yours.
I've been
I don't care.
trying. I think I got rid of all the crazy right wing fucking bullshit that was on there. They kept popping up and it was like very anti like left and very anti like Democrat, which whatever you want to be, but I don't want to see that shit. And also, fuck you if you are that, because hey man, that's crazy shit right now. Be a Republican, but not that other thing. Like, you know, do the cool Republican or whatever that was.
Be autonomous. Fuck all these idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, more so that. But if you're gonna be a Republican, be a normal one instead of that weird one that's happening now.
Skip it all and be your own person.
Yeah,
Look
no
yourself
party.
in the mirror. Say your own name. Have your own feelings. Be your own person.
Also, fun fact: if you're in Louisiana and you want to be independent, you have to go with the no party thing. If you pick independent, it's actually a right wing party that they made out of the name independent. So it's an independent party actually
Like a fucking
exists.
trick or something?
It's
Like
a trick. It's a fucking right wing trick. The motherfuckers took the independent name and made an independent party in Louisiana as a right wing.
And that all goes back to that
pulling that
fucking
string.
that Comedy Central kind of shit on those fucking news channels, dude. It's like a fucking wash.
Right.
Who can you fucking trust, man?
Right.
Like, you
Speaking
know,
of that,
You gotta pick
have-
no party.
yeah,
You gotta have no
it's
party.
ridiculous, bro.
Speaking of that, though, like, has anybody seen? I forget the name of the movie, but like, it's a movie that kind of covers the kind of sensationalization of the phenomenon of like how we got here with news reporting, which I mean already was a space that was like only accessible to like people with money, but like,
Is it manufacturing consent?
uh,
Zeitgeist.
whatever the movie is where there's like this newscaster and he ends up like having a mental breakdown on TV and then he like talks about like how he's gonna kill himself, and then like before then, prior to this, he was not getting any good ratings on his news show and he thought he was gonna have to close down, and this was like something he'd been doing for years and it was like part of his like identity as a person, I guess.
Anchorman.
It's not
I
that.
can't
Oh my
I
God.
can't help
This
you
is
there
a
because
movie
I
or a
don't
TV show?
yeah I
This
don't
is a
watch
movie.
movies
and so
or
the guy
anything,
ends
man.
up
It's-
having a mental breakdown. He talks about how he's going to kill himself on
I try to live in the it's
the movie on live television. He ends up getting such good ratings that he's like, hold on, maybe I shouldn't kill myself. I wonder what I can
This
do
has
tomorrow.
been the plot of so many. This is a Black Mirror episode is based on this.
Yes, because this movie came out in like the fucking 80s or whatever.
Yeah.
So like this is one of the first times. It's probably not the first time we've seen this on documented film.
A
It's one
British,
of the
I saw a
first
British
times
guy do this.
that it's like
8 years ago.
quote,
He started
unquote,
crying in the middle of his report and acting like it. And everyone was like, "Oh God, he's so emotional. Let's give him $1 million."
But anyway, like he starts doing that as the sensationalization, like of his newscast, like every night, and then like he's kind of back into the swing of things and like inspired to continue to be a newscaster. But this is also basically like the fall of real news, because at this point he's just kind of like making very verbose statements that are just really polarizing and just like saying shit that like would get most people into a situation where either they were like
See, this would be a good
sacked on TV.
reason to have live and then be able to watch the feed, because somebody would probably be able to give us the
Yes,
movie name.
yes.
So that's something to keep in mind for next time. Like, yeah, let's just go ahead and fucking go live.
well
Yeah,
if we do that
interact,
I
you
got
know?
I got it all. I'll be ready the next time too. So
Hell yeah.
Bet.
I don't know. I'm a weird guy, man. I don't watch fucking movies. I don't watch.
I've done a lot of
I don't know, it's
dystopian
just-
stuff, so this is like something that like when I was doing like dual enrollment shit and like liberal arts stuff. Like,
I go through
got
phases where I
too.
do want to just like get involved in an alternate reality for a minute, but sometimes, yeah, what we have available is just not enough either. And I'm just like, okay, I can already read kind of through, and then I can see, all right, they're gonna throw in a token person here, and they're probably gonna die first or second.
Exactly, you can
and
predict
the
the
protagonist
movie,
is gonna
yes.
be this guy right here, and it's all just gonna be the same as every other thing, but with a plot
Who was
twist
the
or some
killer?
other bullshit. Yeah, exactly. It's all Scooby Doo, so fuck it.
Yo,
Have y'all seen Velma Meets Velma on YouTube?
That was way too fast. I just finished my sentence, bro.
I agree with you 100. I've been reading a lot more just because everything is it's amazing to me how much bad filmmaking is totally acceptable and totally loved and like that's the thing that blows my mind. Like shitty camera work, shitty like Tubi should not be a thing. They should not be. You know what I mean? Like
There's already YouTube.
how
right?
sad
They
are
already have
you
YouTube.
that you're watching some Tubi shit like with like motherfuckers with you know what I mean? And it's not like they don't have the equipment. You even with your phone, you can watch some tutorials, learn how to frame a shot and how to do movement. You can do all these things, but they're like, fuck it, idiots will watch it, and they will. Like you can't stop them.
If we
Not-
make it, the idiots will come.
Not only watch it, but they will pay for it.
Yes.
That's the fucking kicker, and that's
That's
what just detaches me from. I'll make a fucking movie and watch it for free if I want to. You know what I'm saying? And you're right. A lot of those classics, I guess you would say, movie wise, and the by today's standards as low budget and stuff like that. I don't know, man. I just think a lot of stuff is just correlated, and it's a fucking circle for you to pay and feed the machine, man. I
keeps you in the loop.
I just don't like to participate in any kind of Walmart and grocery shopping irks my fucking nerves. But I have to eat. So I mean,
hear that Walmart bought Roku TVs,
Weird.
and now they're gonna start advertising Walmart shit on Roku TVs. soon.
I'll be disconnecting that fucking thing because I have to watch the Weather Channel. So I mean, even as of late, I've been thinking that's a fucking conspiracy. So I
You
mean, I
have to
don't
have
know.
a
man.
subscription for every fucking thing.
Yeah.
You
But the
have
thing
to
is-
pay to play to know if it's sunny outside. It's fucking aggravating as
I
shit.
mean, you plug into the loop and they keep you plugged into the loop. And that's the whole thing. That's why we don't plug into the loop. You don't watch the TVs and
Planned
read a
obsolescence
book.
and subscriptions
Read a
are the
book.
worst
Read some
thing.
fucking books. Read some shit that's
definitely-
actually based in reality.
Clearly, we're a punk band, guys.
Yeah.
I was just like harping. Yeah, fuck that shit. Fuck.
I mean, like it's fucking like I'm so tired of people like forgetting that the world exists because fucking Big Brother's on.
Pooj, what
Like
you
there's
got?
some real shit going on.
Oh my God.
And people are like, "Oh, but Survivor." It's like fuck Survivor, man. Like fucking there's insane fucking motherfuckers trying to take over some shit right now. Y'all should be paying attention. Like
No,
read
people
a
have
fucking
TLC
book.
and popcorn.
Listen to punk
Right.
and drum and bass. That should be enough for to soothe your appetite, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And read a book.
And books.
Read
Yeah.
a motherfucking book. That's
On
the whole-
some how-to books.
Read a book. Read.
Hey. The U.S. is very intentional about like giving access to literacy to some people and not others. So like, all I'm gonna say is it's real tough out here, and some people
Nah,
are
fuck
willfully.
that.
Some people are willfully ignorant, and some people are actually struggling.
I get that.
I totally get that too. Yeah.
If you can't read, there are programs for you to go and figure out how to read, and you are a grown ass person, and you need to fucking do it or never talk to anyone ever again about anything.
Audiobooks.
One of the two.
Dyslexia is also a
Audiobook.
thing, and I appreciate my dyslexic people. out there, you know.
Self-responsibility is real. I give no excuses. I will just say, I've met people
I'm
that
not
just
talking
don't
about
know.
anyone that has any sort of mental or learning disability. We're not talking about those people. We're talking about just motherfuckers that refuse to learn how to read and live. And there are plenty of them.
Throwing it
Yeah,
out
They
they
there.
want to talk to
This
you
is true.
Yes, they do.
Throwing it out there
about
to my dad.
things like politics that have a science to them, and they
they know
won't
nothing
read the
about
books
it.
on that. But anyhow, going back to what we were talking about earlier, because I definitely wanted to say that we are going to be working on a new video called Spectre Reflector, which is going to be kind of like a modern noir. Basically, we're going to be incorporating some black and white aspects, some Evil Dead 2 kind of Sam Raimi shit, and fire and smoke, and I've made a whole shot list. I'm super excited. We're really trying to not make any cheesy looking shit.
Oh man,
Even
you're not gonna
though-
jump out the fucking exploding car or nothing, man? Or
I wish we could afford
Unfortunately,
that.
if we could afford it,
If
yeah.
it would look dope, I'd do it. But if it's gonna be like some kind of Tubi explosion, then we're gonna fucking skip.
a hologram.
It's gonna cut away.
Get
and
it.
just, whoa.
Instead of
And
Michael
then
Bay,
we're
it's gonna
skip
be
it.
I've
Michael
been wanting
Swan.
to say
I will be
cars.
researching to see if y'all want an exploding car in the background. I'm gonna try to find
Please
y'all
talk
one,
to me
bro.
because I've been wanting to set shit on fire for a while. So let
I
me know how
will-
we can make it done.
Yes, I will be
that,
looking for motherfuckers
if we
for
don't-
sure.
Pooch will try to order on Temu, so you better do that. It's like Pooch is like on Temu. They got exploding
Our budget
cars.
is a Temu budget. It's not a shoestring. It is a
I
Temu
got
budget.
3 of them.
I'll
got
try my
3 that'll
best
be
to
here in
do
2
what
months.
I do, man. So I think I can make that.
We'll shoot it like they shot the Titanic. We'll do it in a kiddie pool.
on an iPhone 2 or something, man. Oh my god, man. Holy shit.
Our
No,
next
we're gonna
video
use
is
one of those
gonna be
old Super
4
8
guys,
cameras.
1 cup in a
Whoa!
in a little pool with an iPhone. What?
You
It's
think
gonna be
that
art.
you do with that you will.
It's art. It's art. It's
It's
art.
called
It's art.
It's art. It's art. It's art.
Yeah.
I don't even identify.
Be 4
as a
guys
guy,
spinning 1 cup over a canvas.
Art has no
you
boundaries.
think what's in the
Never seen it.
canvas, and you think of what is the canvas. you
Only
think
on
of what
local
is in the
riffs, guys. Y'all can. This is where it's at right here.
4 guys,
dudes, 1
1
rusty
cup.
can.
I don't know what are y'all anyway. If we're
So our next release is gonna be called War.
The snort.
War Snort. Yeah, War
1
Snort.
rusty can. was gonna say that every 2
and
minutes.
yeah, yeah.
It's about war and shit.
It's about war and stuff, all the not fun stuff. Yeah, and we've got a few more following that up. But yeah, we're definitely trying to make infantry people defect from the war and fly back from Israel and reconsider their options. So yeah, hopefully there's some punk fans in the military that will get the message. We got another show lined up. October 27th, so this is coming Sunday. We're gonna be at the GOAT with Bedlam Hour and Eaten by Crows, both out of South Carolina. We've been waiting on that one for a while now, so yeah, that's really exciting. We're excited to finally go to the GOAT. And yeah, what else we got?
We have a big ass show coming up in February, but we're gonna keep you on like the on the ice for that one for now. Just listen up for it.
Yeah, we'll be back on Local Roast before that one.
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely bring that one to you.
Yeah.
In real time. So
We're gonna just leave it there as an initial rumor. But otherwise, we're making new songs coming up in February, like we said in November, like we said earlier.
Yeah, studio time in November.
And
so yeah,
maybe another show somewhere in November. We're thinking about.
Right. We've
Keep your
also
ears
got
open.
one that we're like finishing development on that we have most like all the pieces to, and then we've got like 2 that we're like in the pot right now. So like, I mean, we're just trying to see like how far we can take this.
Yeah.
just putting it all together.
We also have some that we play right now that we haven't even recorded yet. So.
Yeah.
Pooj, where do you stand while you're sitting over there?
Stand on which part?
All of that. Are you just watching these guys put out the hard work? Or are you grinding your ass?
Pooch is the laziest
We can't
member of the band. Pooch doesn't do shit.
No.
One fucking reason, and that is eye candy, dude. You're goddamn right.
Yeah.
I don't do any sweating in this fucking band.
Nah, Pooch gets
I
up
just
there.
play
and
with my hair and I wink at motherfuckers and lick my
Good
lips.
job.
But what
rubs his
about the
nipple a little
screaming
bit, you know?
clandestino?
You ever
Got
seen
his
Basic
automatic little
Instinct,
fan.
where
He's got his stand fan and his nice
That's
iced
how-
tea.
that's how
His
I
Arnold
know.
Palmer.
I kind of figured that. I mean, he's real
Pooch is
calm
the-
and cool, collective over there.
Pooch
as
He's
it
here
is.
for the ride.
No,
just here
he's
for
the
the
secret
ride.
I'm
backbone,
just here
man.
to be adored.
No.
And I want,
Good job.
And to be that piece of meat that's dangled on the hook.
He's adored by all of us.
At the
That's what it is.
at the Pump Black fest, like I was like, man, I was like, fuck this, I gotta say hello to Pooj, man. He was in there eating fucking pizza and shit. I was like, yo, Pooj, what's it was? I was like, man, he's like, hold on a second, and I was like, I didn't want to go in there and bother him, so I waited outside the fucking door for like 20 minutes before I fucking.
Why didn't you come in and
I don't know.
What the
I
hell's
was
wrong with
fucking. I was roasted, man. I don't have a fucking clue, bro. That was a fun night. I went to like 2
I
or
was
3
on
different spots that
mushrooms. It
night
would have
too.
been totally fine.
I think you
was
told me
great
that.
night.
You were like, man, the pizza was fucking good, man.
Ooh, I'm gonna make a pizza when I get home. Speaking of, like, I love that y'all were bringing this
That was
up.
one of my best
It's not even
shows.
high thoughts, y'all. I just love to cook, and when I tell you I love to cook, like I love to cook for people I care about. I also just love to cook in general. So like, just give me the recipes.
And
Give me
high
every
thoughts.
recipe.
And it's high thoughts.
Well, I will say that here recently, for sure, I have noticed y'all, just relentlessly attacking the scene and getting shows out there. And ever since the last episode, podcast we did, and y'all have been very active on Instagram. So, and I was telling you, y'all outside, man, from my experience with doing what I do, you got to give it to them, man. Run it down their fucking throats. A lot of people's like, oh man,
Yeah.
we don't want to bother nobody, but fuck that. I'm talking
Nah,
just
in your face.
annihilate them, bro. That's the only way you can get it out there. At some point, somebody, and you mentioned something about, hopefully somebody overseas could drop that shit in the MRE bags, man. Go, send a package over there to them with CDs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just, you never know. And I think, I think y'all been doing a great job, especially acquiring. I don't know what the situation was with the previous guitar player or drummer, but I think that y'all, and the group that's here right now, I could tell that y'all are y'all going to be doing some things, especially coming up in the next year and stuff, which is coming up pretty quick. And it seems like y'all got a nice little path already cut out for y'all, starting in November and
Definitely.
stuff. So
And bands grow in bands' journey. So all I can say is at the end of the day, much like people, I expect you to understand that we as a group and as an entity are going to continue to change and going to continue to mature. We want y'all to be along for the ride the same way we're going to be along for y'all's ride, because it's supposed to be a community, activist, activated, and very intentional thing. Like we
Right.
want everybody to understand that, like most importantly, like you come here for you as much as you come here for us.
It's gonna be a bumpy ride on rich Corinthian leather, but bumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pooj. I know we had jokes earlier, but Pooj is like seriously the backbone and also the comedic relief of the band.
I like that.
I feel like the
those-
space between the dick and balls that I used to think was I feel like the taint of the band. You know, like I'm holding the legs together.
He's the little piece
That
of jewelry
sweats
that you
sometimes,
couldn't
too.
eat
Oh,
with
yeah,
right there.
it's dirty, filthy,
place to be.
slimy work.
Pooj, can you tell us
And
your
by,
Joe
by the
story?
way, for anyone who has junk of any kind, whether you have the taco or the hot dog, please, for the love of God, exfoliate, wash it every day.
Every day.
It is punk
Yeah,
to
It's
give a
punk to be
fuck about
clean.
yourself. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Punk to be clean. It is.
It's very punk to be
Maybe
clean.
we're the first band to say that, and maybe it's needed to be said for a long time. now.
Self-care.
Listen, I understand
Somebody say that
body
at a dollar
odors, but
spot
it
the other
needs
day. It's
to
like, I
be
told
washed
you motherfuckers put
every
deodorant
day.
on. And
And with an
Self-care.
exfoliating item, I need gloves. I need one of those
Putting
long
on patchouli
towels.
is not okay. You need to
Self-care.
bathe.
Y'all are
Well, it
fucking
is
something
after
else,
you
bro.
bathe.
Oh my God.
You can put on whatever oil you want after you bathe, and you need to exfoliate. We develop oils. We develop
Y'all-
fucking skin cells that need to come out. Exfoliate.
You ever think that maybe patchouli smells so bad because it's always also mixed in with like just a
Body odor?
stinky ass human musk?
Oh
And
God.
it's like it's just constantly covering that, so we always just think it smells.
your
horrible.
soap
All I can
together,
say is
people.
that
Get
most
your soap-
oils
your
would
soap.
smell really refreshing if people did proper maintenance on their bodies.
Also, can I request a story before we close this out?
Sure, go ahead, man.
Poosh, can you please tell us your chode story?
What?
Oh, the chode store? Sure.
I have to go to the bathroom, but I need to know about this.
No,
story.
hold it,
It's
hold
short.
it.
I had in my mind until I think I was like 16 or 17 that I thought that the chode, my big brother's an asshole, and he told me that a chode is the space between your dick and the balls for a dude.
What?
So I think I was telling someone to suck my chode or something like that when I was 16. And they were like, "You got a little stumpy dick," and I was like, "What?" But remember when I told you the story, my friend Sarah was like, "Yeah, it's the space between your dick and the balls for a dude." Like she had the same shit in her mind that I did.
What?
That it was a taint for dudes.
Can we all look up
I don't
penis
know if it
anatomy
was from my brother. I take that back, Jamal. But like somehow in my mind,
and vaginal
that's
anatomy?
what a
Can we just
chode
know
was.
the
It wasn't
anatomy?
an actual soup can stumpy dick, you know.
That's kind of funny, man. You mentioned something about a chode like that. So one time at work and at my previous job.
Not a follow-up.
Yes, this is a chode.
Only
This is a
on
chode
local
story.
riffs.
Yes.
Oh,
Only
right.
on
And,
local riffs.
Only on local riffs.
So the guy was
Chode
like,
detour.
I didn't know where the chode was, dead honest truth, and I've always heard the word, right? And the guy's name was Cody. So he's like, "Hey man, how's it?" I was like, "What's up, Chody?" He's like, "Don't you ever fucking call me that again." My dad called me that before. I was like, "What the fuck's the big deal?" I was like, "Hey man." I told him, so don't be fucking talking to me like that. So I went from like cool to like, hey, fuck you, you know what I'm saying?
And you were the one in the wrong. And you
Yeah, I didn't have a clue. I was like, dude, I don't know what the fuck's wrong.
You just didn't sing it like his dad was changing his diaper. Like,
I was like, what's up, Chody? And that motherfucker ignited, son.
To
And
all our Cody fans out there, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I know what a chode is now.
Never
Sorry,
call you
guys.
Chody.
You never
but,
Chody to us, okay?
Yeah, the
You
guy
never
actually
Chody to
quit, and I
us.
kind of
They're
felt
always
bad
Cody.
after that. So
Oh, no.
because I'm not that kind of guy, man. But when I heard that, I was like, oh my god. I was
man.
like, I understand. And then I saw him walking one day down the road, and I was like, hey man, come on. He's like, you want to ride? He's like, no, bro, I'm good. I was like, it's fucking raining, man. Come on. So I had to get in. Anyway, I apologized to him. I said, dude, I genuinely didn't know what the fuck that was, and
Man.
I've always heard the word. I never knew it was the fucking stumpy between the.
Look, I learned from
Listen.
fucking South Park. It's not like I got it from an education. I learned that shit from television.
I mean,
Well,
South Park is an education
South
on the
Park
wrong
is-
thing.
Yeah.
That's
can't
very-
believe-
It teaches you all the bad shit in society that you're not supposed to. Like, this reminded me though of another story that's actually kind of not about a chode.
Okay, I was gonna say the third one in a row, man.
Hat-trick, goddamn.
But the guy himself was a chode. So this is what happened. Like this guy named
That
Richard.
still counts. That's still a hat trick in
This
my
guy
book.
named
yeah.
Richard. The name Richard, right? So I went to this guy's
You mean
house
Dick?
after school. Hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up.
And his name is Dick.
Hold up. Hold up. His name is Richard. So we went to his house, and I got there, and his mom and his grandma was who we lived with, right? So we got there, and he started yelling at his grandma and his mom because they
Wait,
didn't
no.
clean his house. They didn't clean his room and buy him Pokemon cards while he was at school. And I'm like, you yell at your mom and your grandma?
Dick is just supposed to be
The
the nickname
fuck?
for Richard. He's
So-
actually a dick.
Right. So I was like, oh, this guy's he's a dick.
He's
all
living
right. So
his
I was
name,
like,
yeah.
okay, cool.
Living
And
his truth.
I left. I was like, all right, I'm not hanging out with this dick. Like, I don't hang out with people that yell at their grandmas. And man, that's fucked up, man. So I left. Like, I was taught respect like that. Like, you don't yell at your mom and your grandma over Pokemon cards and clean your
Shit,
own fucking room, dude. What the fuck?
When I was
I
young,
would've
man, I
thrown him
yelled at
into
my
the
fucking
bed,
people.
been like,
They,
clean
I
your
was
fucking room.
that was a bad move
So-
when I was a kid.
So look, whenever
Shit.
that happened, I went
Beat.
to school the next day and I was telling people, I was like, man, I went to Richard's house yesterday. That dude was yelling at his grandma and his mom. Fuck that dude. I don't want to hang out with that kid. And so like we kind of like excommunicated him. You know, we started calling him Dick. And so it was like this guy became named Dick. So I sat behind him in social studies and I was like talking out loud. And at one point I was saying something about Dick. And he's like, my name's not Dick. My name is Richard. Richard is Dickless. And I was like, oh, you're Dickless. My bad, dude.
Oh, you changed
So
him up.
Everybody in the class was like, oh, Dickless. And he literally started crying. And then he moved to Alabama.
Oh,
Yeah, he was like, I'm
Oh,
going
the
to...
Ala-
Rest
Cursey,
his parents
Alabama.
in peace.
He went live with his dad. And I'm like, I just did such a good favor for his grandma and his mom. Didn't even know.
Yeah,
Like, I just saved them from dealing with this little asshole.
you never know
Bring
what he'd have
back-
been
Bring
growing up.
shame
Sphincter?
back. Bring shame back.
Yeah, I didn't have to. He did it himself. He yelled it in the middle of class. He was like, Richard is Dickless. And we're like, okay, Dickless.
Get rid of bullying. but
Sometimes
bring the
people
shame
are ashamed about the
Bring on back
wrong
the shame.
things.
God, I'd hate to go to their fucking Christmas or something, right? Like, okay, is that little dickless fuck gonna scream at us again or what? Because I'm just not showing up.
Why
I'm
is the
not
wrapping
having
paper
it
not
this year. I can't
orange?
do it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not
honestly,
even putting up the decorations. Fuck this shit.
Cleaned this room, I made cranberry sauce, and fuck this dickless little motherfucker.
Well, guys,
Don't yell at your grandma.
I
This
want to
is not
thank
an
y'all
insult to
again.
eunuchs.
I know we've told some good campfire stories and explained once again what a version of punk is in this area and what it is to us. And I really appreciate y'all cutting up. This is fucking great. I love it.
Shit, yeah. We
I love
it.
hanging out.
Every time.
A lot of, and I said it earlier. A lot of people kind of hold back, and you know, only rule I have on this fucking show is use common sense. That's it. Be yourself. Be who you are, and that's who I'm gonna be. And like I said, there. I hope y'all hope y'all don't not want to hear something that was on this fucking show because I'm just copying and pasting this motherfucker. man.
Listen,
So-
if you don't want
yeah.
people to know, don't fucking say it on the air.
Yeah, you're right.
It's that simple. It's not double life shit. And at the end of the day, people are very consciously calculated about what they put out anyway. All we ask is if you know that you are worried about someone hearing it, you may as well just not say it.
Just not say it. That's the whole thing.
Right.
Common
That's
sense,
right.
man.
Right.
Free
So, I'm not
Palestine, free
asking you to
Sudan,
hide
free
yourself.
Congo, and we got a couple generator shows lined up. We'll keep an eye out for that shit.
And don't yell at your grandma over Pokemon cards.
It's been Brian with
I'm
Trigger
about to
Therapy
learn
on
what a
Local
generator show
Riffs.
is.
Don't
Y'all
be
have a
a
good
joke.
day. Peace.
Don't be dickless, people. Be nice to
Sign
each
up for the
other.
battalion.
Don't be a Richard.
Clandestino. Clandestino. Clandestino.